Middlesex's 100% record in this season's LV County Championship came to an end in Bristol, partly because of rain and a career-best 93 from Gloucestershire's Will Gidman. Rain had the first say as an enthralling final day was delayed by 45 minutes, but Middlesex then got on with the job at hand, removing Chris Taylor to the 7th ball before a run had been added. Gloucestershire had begun the day on 218 for 5, giving them a lead of 170, so they still needed some runs from their lower order, and John Lewis obliged in typical fashion as he and Gidman added 28 for the 7th wicket to take that lead close to 200. Lewis had made 13 when he gave Corey Collymore his 2nd wicket of the morning and John Simpson his 2nd catch. David Payne was next to go once that lead had moved on to 215. This time it was Tim Murtagh who found the edge. With Hamish Marshall in the dressing room nursing a fractured thumb, Liam Norwell then joined Gidman, who went to his 3rd 50 in his first season with Gloucestershire. This was his 2nd in the match and both innings had been important ones. The lead was still not a big enough one to stop Middlesex from recording their 4th successive win in the LV County Championship, so Norwell had a role to play. And he played it very well. Not only did he score 26 runs himself, but he kept his end up while Gidman started to express himself with some outstanding shots after Neil Dexter had taken the 2nd new ball. He would have been confident of victory had his bowlers been able to end this crucial stand. This was the pick of Gidman's shots, a superb uppercut off Dexter, which went for 6. But he played some other crackers as well as the 9th wicket partnership frustrated Middlesex for 18 overs. Gidman picked which deliveries to strike well and placed his strokes magnificently as he passed his previous best score of 89 and looked set for a maiden first-class 100. But 7 runs short of that, he miscued a shot off Toby Rowland-Jones and was held by a running Scott Newman. Gloucestershire had reached 338 for 9 to lead by 290. With 52 overs left, they weren't convinced that that was enough, so Marshall returned to prolong the innings and to help Norwell hit a couple more boundaries to take that total up to 347. At 2:30, Norwell was finally out after 70 crucial minutes of batting. Collymore got him to finish with figures of 4 for 57. So Middlesex had 50 overs in order to score exactly 300 runs to win, and they therefore needed a very good start from Newman and Chris Rogers. However, both fell in successive overs from Lewis. Rogers had made only 5 when he edged to Alex Gidman, who took a good low catch. And Newman pulled the same bowler to Kane Williamson to go for 16 at 24 for 2 at the end of the 7th over. Middlesex had yet to decide if there was far too much left for them to do, and even though Gloucestershire were getting themselves back into the game, they weren't completely ready to call off the chase just yet, even though they were no longer going full throttle for the victory. But rather than just blocking for a draw, Dower Milan and Dan Housego were happy to see what was on offer and play accordingly. It was now a huge ask, but if things went their way, you never know. Both batsmen played fluently enough and the boundary count was growing as Milan and Housego played as they should, picking off the runs as they could as they added 73 in the next 16 overs. But they still needed in excess of 200 in the remaining 28 overs. Milan had scored a free-flowing 39 off 48 balls when he was out with a total of 97 as Lewis collected his 8th wicket of the match with a bit of a grubber. Housego added 45 to his first innings score of 40, but he too then went courtesy of a fine catch from Jonathan Batty. The game would now have surely been heading for a draw, but just after Dexter struck this boundary, bad luck took the players from the field for the final time, with Middlesex on 123 for 4. The points were more than enough to keep them at the top of the 2nd Division table. They collected 11 from this match, while Gloucestershire dropped to 3rd in the table after picking up 10 points. They were overtaken by Northamptonshire, who they play next in Bristol.